What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest e-bike from PVY. The one that we are checking out today, it's called the Z20 Max. So this is a fairly small folding city e-bike. I'm gonna say that gets pretty insane range because we do get two batteries. We have this one at the top here and another battery in the frame. So the manufacturer says that you can get up to 200 kilometers on one charge, which is pretty impressive for any e-bike. All right, let's start by doing a bit of an unboxing just so I can show you how this bike comes packed in the box and what you have to do to get this ready and on the road. All right, so the bike comes in a fairly small box for an e-bike, and the bike is folded inside the box. It's well protected, as well as for the installation, you don't have to do much. You basically have to put the handlebar together and the pedals together. Everything else is assembled right out of the box. So I do like that a lot because you don't have to waste any time putting the bike together. Now, the bike itself is not that heavy. So this has a weight of 27 kilos. So definitely not heavy for an e-bike, mostly considering that we have two battery packs, the one at the top here and the one in the frame. As I mentioned earlier, this is a folding bike, so easy to fold. The handlebar folds and the bike folds in the middle here. So you can easily store this in a smaller space, or you can easily fold it and put it in your car's trunk. Taking a quick look at the bike, well, it does look similar like most of these cargo e-bikes that we've been seeing over the past couple of years. Now, with this one, you've probably noticed that we don't have the massively fat tires, but this is definitely a good thing for a city e-bike because it is easier in traffic with wheels like this. So this bike is using 20-inch wheels with 2.3 inches wide tires, and these are also road tires. Now, you could even take this bike off-roading a bit because we do have a front suspension here. Now, the front suspension doesn't have that much travel, but definitely helps over bumps. And we also have a rear suspension here. So when you're going over bumps and stuff like that, the bike is still fairly comfortable. Talking about comfort, the seat here, of course, is adjustable in height, and there is a lot of padding, so a very nice and comfortable seat. Another thing that has a lot to do with the comfort is the fact that you can actually have the handlebar higher or lower based on your riding position. So if you like riding straight, you can just adjust this in height. So I'm very happy to see that because with a lot of bikes we don't get this, but with this one you can adjust the position of the handlebar. Taking in consideration the price of the bike, I wasn't expecting to get hydraulic disc brakes on it, but yes, we do get hydraulic disc brakes, and we also get a torque sensor. So when a bike has a torque sensor, it feels more like a conventional bike. So basically, the more you pedal, the harder you pedal, the more the bike will give you power. So you do have to put a bit of an effort whenever you're pedaling because the bike senses how hard you actually push on that pedal. So some people may like a torque sensor, some people may like a speed sensor more, depending if you want to do a bit of exercise or not. But yes, this one is using a torque sensor. So if you check the manufacturer's website for this bike, it says that the bike is powered by a 250 watt motor and it's locked to 25 kilometers an hour. However, you can easily unlock that because that's in fact a 750 watt motor. So you can unlock that and take full advantage of the bike's power. So with this bike, you can either pedal or you can accelerate to the throttle. So if you leave it in the setting 0, then you can just accelerate to the throttle and you don't have to pedal at all. The fastest that I've seen this bike going just by accelerating with the throttle was 40 kilometers an hour. So you have that option. You can either pedal and the bike will assist you, or you can just accelerate to the throttle and you don't really have to do anything. When you pair that to the 7-gear Shimano shifter system that we have for this bike, you can basically go up on any road. It doesn't matter if you're riding on a flat surface, it doesn't matter if you're riding uphill, you will have plenty of power for pretty much any situation and you're always going to reach that top speed for this bike. Since we talked about the motor and the top speed, let's talk about batteries and range next. So as you can see here, we have the second battery at the top here. I'm not sure how I feel about this look. The bike does look a bit funny. Well, some people may think this is actually a water bottle, but this is one of the batteries. So combined, we get a capacity of 25.6 amp hours. So the manufacturer says that you're gonna get about 200 kilometers on one charge. Now, I personally don't think that's possible, mostly if you use the throttle a lot. But if you are using assistance level 1 and you do pedal a lot, maybe that is a possibility. But realistically, you're probably gonna get somewhere around 80 kilometers, no matter how you use the bike. But again, it really depends on many factors, how heavy you are, how the weather is, where you're riding, and so on. So maybe there is potential to get close to that 200 kilometers, but in ideal situations. The bike is also equipped with metal mud guards on the front and of course on the back. Now, it doesn't really rain here that often, so I never had the chance to actually ride the bike in the rain, but they look like they would protect you from all that water splashing on you. On the front and on the back, we also have lights. Now, the headlight here is bright at night, but during the day you can barely see it. As for the rear light, you can kind of see it during the day as well, and that also acts as a brake light. So whenever you pull on the brake levers here, that will light up a bit more. Moving up to the handlebar is fairly wide, and as I said, you can adjust it in height. The grips here are made out of, I don't know, some type of fake leather material. They do feel very nice to touch. We have the brake levers here. These are made out of plastic. We have a few buttons on the left hand side, so that's how you power on the bike. That's how you honk. Actually, let me show you how that works. So I'll power on the bike. So that's how the horn on this bike sounds. And on the right hand side here we have the shifter. Now the screen is fairly big, it doesn't show that much information, and depending how you look at it, you can see it better or not that great. So it's not the best looking screen out there, but functional enough, I guess, for an e-bike. Alright, so let me quickly show you how you'd use this bike. We basically have the power button right here. You hold the M press for about 4 seconds or so, and then the screen comes on, and that means that the bike is on. So as I mentioned earlier, you can use this bike by accelerating with the throttle, or you can use it by pedaling. So first I'm going to show you how the bike goes if you just accelerate to the throttle. So that's simple, just like a motorcycle. So you can accelerate that way, or you go in assistance level 1 or 2 or 3. Let's go in 2 for now. And as soon as you start pedaling, the bike will start assisting you. So you can hear the motor already. Since this has a torque sensor, of course, you're gonna have to pedal constantly, otherwise the bike will stop assisting you. So let's go in 0, so I can accelerate the throttle. We'll do a brake test from 25 kilometers an hour. So we'll brake. So really good brakes. I actually love these brakes. They don't make noise and anything like that. And overall the ride is very quiet. So whenever you're riding, you don't hear anything. Definitely a good thing. So we'll go in assistance level 3. So this makes pedaling the easiest. Basically, the harder you push on the pedal, the more power the bike will give you, basically. So we'll go this way. So about 25 kilometers an hour, and we'll do another brake test. So really good brakes on this bike. So again, when you wanna accelerate to the throttle, you just switch this into 0, and you basically don't have to pedal anymore. So that easy. So there you go. This is how you'd use this PVY bike. So to quickly conclude this video, the PVY Z20 Max would do great as a city e-bike. I actually like the fact that we don't get the massively fat tires that we see with a lot of these cargo e-bikes. It makes the bike more nimble in traffic. It is a bit easier to control, not to mention the bike isn't as big and heavy. So I do like that about this bike as a city e-bike, of course. I'm not sure how I feel about the second battery pack here. Personally, I could just charge the bike every couple of days and I wouldn't actually need that second battery, but I guess the longer range is one of the main selling points for this bike. Now, for the price, this does offer really good value because it's not that expensive. It gets hydraulic disc brakes, it has plenty of power, plenty of range. So I can't really say anything bad about this bike because it does offer really good value for its price. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.